Hi, I'm Julia. Can you hear me? Okay,
Yes.
awesome. I'm Julia. I had the pleasure of mentoring Anwen for the last few months. Anwen is interested in coding and loves K-pop, two things that I really enjoy as well. So I was super happy to mentor Anwen. In our first session, Anwen knew that she wanted to build a website, and I was a little bit worried because building a website, as some of the other students may know, requires a lot of different technologies. And Anwen had to pick up on all these different languages and concepts very quickly, but through the entire project, she stayed perseverant. So I'm really proud of Anwen and how far she's come. I got to see Anwen start taking initiative on different things like debugging on her own, challenging herself to add different elements to her website. So it was such a privilege to have Anwen as my mentee. And I'll let Anwen explain her project.
My name is Anwen, and I'm next slide.
Is it possible for you to speak up a little bit? Otherwise, we will not be able to record.
Um, my mentor, Julia, works at Microsoft and lives in Seattle. And in her free time, she likes writing Yelp reviews and learning my website is a website to write and put down ideas and stuff. And the reason I chose this was because I really like writing when I have the time. And so I learned a lot with this project. I learned how to use HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and also how to code using session storage, and also how to add another page to a website. My experience was very interesting because initially we tried to use MongoDB for storing the data using the threading, but after we couldn't download Homebrew on terminal, so then we had to pivot around to session storage. And I also used Code Academy to learn JavaScript and HTML. Some challenges I faced were getting the session storage to work properly. And also how to make all text areas required, which didn't work. And I really liked styling the whole thing with CSS, even though I didn't have that much time to do it, because then I could make it look better. And yeah, and I also really liked creating the homepage because it felt neater. Yeah, I don't really know. Next slide, please. This is just a bunch of pictures of my code. So there's JavaScript functions, and then creating a list, and just a giant screenshot of HTML, and that in the top right corner. In the top right corner is an idea sketch that we came up with. I think on our I think it was our second meeting, and yeah, that's the initial idea. Next slide, please. This is a video of me using my website and also becoming the guy from The Shining. Yeah. That's basically how it looks. Like it as you like write more, it like the list will grow longer and longer and longer. And yeah, next slide, please. Oh, thank you.
Amazing presentation. What questions do we have for Anwen?
I have a question. Great job, Anwen. Earlier you mentioned that you also like to write stories. So I'm curious, what kind of stories do you like to write and which ones will you add to your website?
I like writing horror stories, and I'll probably just like, I think I'm just gonna add one currently because it's like a really long story. It has like 1,000 pages. It's basically like a thesis. And it has like a lot of chapters, so I think each chapter will be just like one bullet point. Yeah.
So you actually started answering my question. I was curious, like, what applications or scenarios you can imagine your website being used. So a multi-chapter book is one example. Can you think, what are other ways that you could imagine this input-output system being used?
Maybe like, not exactly, but maybe like just like writing down ideas or something. Like, cause like it's a list format, so it would be good for that.
Out of the coding languages that you used, what was your favorite one?
Probably CSS is the easiest.